Imposter syndrome that early career professionals experience is far more common than most people realize. If you ever walked into work and thought, whew, any minute now they're going to realize that I have no idea what I'm doing, you're not alone and you're not broken. You're probably growing, and the science behind that feeling might completely change how you see it. Welcome to the Fear Less Stress Lab. I'm Dr. Rebecca Heiss, and here we have no motivation, no mindset hacks, just what stress is actually doing in your body and how to use it on purpose. In 1978, psychologists Pauline Clance and Susan Imes described what they called the imposter phenomenon. They noticed something really surprising. Their highest achieving clients, accomplished, capable, objectively successful people, were convinced that their success was due to luck. They believed all of their achievements were real, but that their competence wasn't. Since then, research has shown that this is incredibly common. Some studies estimate up to 82% of professionals experience imposter feelings at least one point in their career. So if you've ever felt this way, you're in a very crowded company. Early career professionals are especially vulnerable. Why? Because everything is new. New expectations, new standards, new comparison points. Your brain is constantly scanning the room, thinking, everyone else seems confident. Why don't I? But here's what your brain doesn't see. Everyone else is running the same internal script. Pauline Clance later described something called the imposter cycle. And here's how it works. A new opportunity shows up, and that triggers self-doubt. So you overwork to prove yourself, over-prepare, and then you succeed. But instead of internalizing it, your brain says, I just got lucky. That wasn't that hard. Anyone could have done that. And then the cycle resets. Here's the paradox. Imposter syndrome tends to show up not among underperformers, but among high achievers. Because the people who care the most about doing really well are often the most sensitive to the possibility of failure. So what feels like evidence that you don't belong may actually be evidence that you're stretching, you're growing into these new territories. In other words, imposter feelings often appear at the exact moment that growth is happening. When you feel like an imposter, your body isn't detecting fraud. It's detecting uncertainty. Your heart rate increases, cortisol rises, attention narrows. Your nervous system is preparing you for performance. The problem isn't the stress response. It's the story that you attach to it. If you interpret that activation as, I'm not good enough, you shrink. And if you interpret it as, oh, I'm doing something hard, you grow. Same physiology, different meaning. So if you're early in your career and you feel like you don't belong, you're not an imposter. You're just in transition. You're in expansion, you're in learning. And biologically speaking, that feels uncomfortable. Growth is not calm, but it shouldn't be. So the next time you feel that voice whisper, they're going to find out that you don't belong. Pause and remind yourself that you're just in the middle of leveling up. If this was useful, there's more content like this inside my Fear Less Stress Lab series. And if you want to go even deeper, I've built a masterclass that teaches exactly how to train this response, including some coaching. So just comment Fearless below and I'll send you my first chapter of my book completely free. Stay stressed, my friends, but let's all learn to fear it just a little bit less.